And for the last part of children development, I would like to discuss about thermoregulations of our body. So everybody has these thermoregulations in our body. That's why we looking for jackets when we are so cold, or we turn on our fans or air conditioning when we are hot, and then we run out and get some drinks when we feel so thirsty. So these thermoregulation systems, or the mechanicals or the mechanisms of the thermoregulation systems, is controlled by something that is called hypothalamus. Yes, it is like part of our glands. So here you are, the blue things that you can see on the screen. It is the locations of the hypothalamus. So it's just below thalamus and a little bit above the brain stems. So this part of our brains actually connects to the ANS, or the autonomic nerve systems of our body, which they control our hunger, thirst, sleep, fatigue, and also controlling our body temperature. So that's why when we feel hot, or when we are hungry, we also wants to drink more sweets, and when we working out so hard, we also become more hungry. So these thermoregulations is controlled by thalamus, and it's also help maintaining the overall body functionings. So what our body does is that the nerve systems of our bodies, or the receptors of our bodies, acquire information from outside of the environment and then process it, and then sends this signal to the thalamus, and the thalamus then trigger the way that we have to balance our heat. Usually our body temperature is different comparing to an infant and a young child. For infants, the body temperature is quite high, and it will coming back into normal rate around 1 year old. Younger children still have higher temperature than us. However, normal temperatures like adults will happen or occur around the age of 13 or 14. How kids handle heat is something that we should be looking at, because so that we can understand them more. First of all, they have a greater skin surface. What I mean by this is to compare with the mass, they have a greater skin comparing to the height and the body portions. So youth have higher skin blood flow. That's why you can feel when you touch the children, and they feels like they are heat up or they are hotter than us, because of these blood flow systems around their bodies. This blood flow allows them to dissipate the heat more efficiently through what is called a non-evaporative means. And then for younger children, they have lower sweat rates. So if you compare the sweat rates between boys and men, boys tend to have lower sweat rates than men. However, for girls and women, sweat rates is not that much different. Sweats occur frequently in adults, in children as well. So this leads to the way they are maintaining their body heat. So no worry, as soon as it is too hot for them, you will start seeing the sweat. And the way they sweat is, it's like droplets, so it's not really evaporates outside the air. So Once they sweat, their body temperature is controlled. Another thing is the heart rate or the cardiac rate is greater than adults. So that's why they are burning faster. So the heart is beating faster, and they are get tired faster than us. However, they are very clever. They are very smart, and their body functions maintain very well. When they do exercise, their heartbeat start to beat faster. They're getting sweaty. The sweats come in droplets. They're reducing heat from their bodies, and they recover so quickly. So you can ask them to get up and run, come back, sit on the mat, and then for a while, when you see the sweat slow down, or when you feel their breathing is slowing down or decreasing the rate, then you can ask them to get up one more time. The youth usually regulate core temperature as effectively as adults. So in the early study, they believe that kids cannot tolerate the heat just like us. However, due to the recent research, it has already reported that children effectively regulate their core temperatures the same as the comparison to adult groups. So youth make the same changes during heat acclimatizations as adults, but more slowly. So heat acclimatizations would allow humans' body to make adaptations and to be able to handle heat better. The research report that children may take these adaptations and therefore can be effectively handle the heat. However, the same research indicates that these adaptations take longer to make, which means the majority of adaptations occur later during the process than adults. If you are in a room with many kids, you probably should consider the temperatures of the room. So if it's too hot, they will not be able to stay for a longer period of time. And what else to concern is the level of water or the hydrations of the bodies. So for thermoregulation mechanisms of the bodies, I would also link to how should we concern about this in our practice. It is okay to have a water breaks during a sessions, right? And it is okay if they know that they are thirsty, ask them to drink. So kids handle heat better than we do actually. They might not require to drink a lot of water if their body temperature is normal or they are not exposed to heat. However, as soon as they feel their body temperatures is rising, they will definitely ask you for a water breaks. I hope you enjoyed these last sessions of the children developments, and I'll see you in next sessions.